Okay, well, we'll go ahead and get started. Welcome to Self Massage for boosting your immune system. I'm Sherry Grayson, and I've got lots of good stuff in store for us today. So let me share my PowerPoint with you. All right, great. So, aromatherapy and acupressure to boost the immune system. And okay. There we go. Of course, we always want to start with some connection, some meditation, deep breathing to begin to generate our energy to start uh, our bodywork session today. So let's go ahead and connect in by closing the eyes, taking a couple of deep cleansing breaths. Nice big inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, let it out with a sigh. And again, inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, let it out with a sigh. Just letting go of all the busyness of your day so far and allowing yourself to come fully present into this space and this time. And take a moment to set your intention. What do you want out of this practice? Do you want to boost your immune system? Do you want to learn about some aromatherapy? Do you want to learn about some acupressure points? Do you just want to feel good in your body? Just set your intention. And then slowly opening the eyes. We'll do a couple of energy generating exercises. So start with rubbing your palms together. And then we're going to draw the hands away from each other. Inhaling as you do so, exhale, draw them back close to each other. When you feel something there, some kind of polarity, that's where we pause. And then we expand again. See if you can expand that energy, that polarity between your hands. If you don't feel anything, that's okay. Just go with it, using the breath, inhaling and exhaling. Good. Inhaling and exhaling. Nice. Let's do 3 more of those. Now just hold the hands together, maybe circling them, just small little circles, feeling something there, feeling some energy. Then we're going to turn our hands away from us, make kind of like a tiger claw, and hold this and breathe. You want to have some dynamic tension in your hands. 2 more breaths. Good. Turn the palms so the fingertips are facing each other and stare at the space between your fingertips. And just hold this. Shoulders are down and relaxed, elbows are down and relaxed. Two more breaths. Deep conscious breaths. Good. And then rub the palms together once again. These are just some quick, easy ways to generate some energy in our hands before we practice some body work. And then just notice, how do your hands feel right now? Do you feel a little tingling, a little warmth? Those are all signs that we got the energy moving. So excellent. All right, let me go back to our screen here. And we'll continue with our PowerPoint. Good, all right. So we've done some breathing and some meditation. We've set our attention. let's talk a little bit about aromatherapy and the effects of different scents on the immune system. So, aromatherapy has physiological effects, it has psychological effects, and these different effects of the scents can be integrated into the body in different ways. So, overall, smells can be come through our olfactory system. So, we can diffuse scents into the air. We can also absorb them by ingesting them. We can also absorb them by topically applying them to the body. So, different ways to apply these different kinds of scents to the body. So, today we're going to explore 4 different kinds of scents. We're going to explore some spices that we will ingest through making some tea into the body. So, clove, cinnamon, and ginger. We're going to explore citrus scents and the effects those have on the body, and tea tree family oils that affect the body: eucalyptus, spruce, pine, cypress, and then mint oils. And peppermint, rosemary, oregano are all mint oils or fall in that family. All right, so let's start with the spices: cloves, cinnamon, and ginger. And we've got some photographs here of that. These are all warm, spicy, sweet. They have an antibacterial effect. They're great for preventing infectious illnesses from all the traditional literature, ancient Chinese medicine, ancient Ayurvedic medicine. These kinds of spices have a positive, good preventative effect for illness. So today we're going to make some tea from these different spices. And I'm going to invite you at another time to be able to do this. So I'm going to scooch this back and down so you can see what we're doing. So ginger is one of our spices, and I grated some ginger and put it into a teaspoon. So we're going to put 1 teaspoon of ginger into our little tea ball. And then we're going to get some other spices, some cloves. Now you could use whole cloves and boil them in the water. I'm going to use a 1/4 teaspoon or 1/8 of a teaspoon, excuse me, of ground cloves and 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Again, you could take cinnamon bark and whole cloves and some slices of ginger and boil them, and they would make a great tea. So I've got my little tea ball here. We're gonna close this up and place it in my teacup, and we'll pour some hot water over that. Good. And we'll just let it steep for a bit, okay? So right away, these are very aromatic. Right away, this is a very aromatic kind of tea. Cinnamon, clove, ginger, very warming. Some of those spices you might remind you of memories. So definitely there's a psychological component to all these scents, and they may remind you of Christmas time or Thanksgiving time, time when we have a lot of these spices in our food, and they can be really beneficial to keeping us healthy. All right, so let me move those around, and we'll let that steep for a couple more minutes, and then we'll sip some tea. I invite you to make some tea for yourself. Very healthy, very healing. All right, let's go back to our PowerPoint and look at the rest of our information. All right, so we've talked about some spices, and these are spices that we would ingest. So we made a tea. Now we're going to look at the tree family: spruce, cedar, pine, eucalyptus. These are all excellent for supporting our respiratory system. So any kind of immune response we want to elicit to help with our breathing, Congestion, mucus helps to break that up, helps to calm inflammation, soothes sore muscles, helps to calm muscle spasms, and is a great immune support. So thinking about forest bathing, going for a hike or a walk in the woods can bring these scents into you through the olfactory system. And of course, we're going to look at using these with essential oils. And I'll talk a little bit more about the distillation process of essential oils. Next, we're going to look at mint. So mint is, we think of it, we perceive it as being a cooling kind of effect, but it actually, in all the traditional medical literature, has a warming effect on the body. So peppermint, spearmint, wintergreen all have this kind of warming effect on the body, but initially they feel or appear to be cooling. They stimulate lymph drainage. They, again, are good for the respiratory system, help to break up congestion in the chest, and can be a pain reliever. They're in lots of products, especially topical products for pain relief. Oops, what's happening with our slideshow here? Good. All right, moving on to citrus scents. Bergamot, which is taken from the skin of the orange, lemon, orange, grapefruit. These are all very good stress relievers. They are uplifting. They stimulate you if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling fatigued, if you've been studying a long time and you want to kind of get a little pick-me-up. A smell of grapefruit, a smell of lemon, a smell of bergamot or orange will help to really boost that. It's very mood uplifting as well. So psychologically, if you're feeling some kind of downness, a citrus scent can help to bring you up and enliven you. And they help to improve your sleep. So all these different oils, these are essential oils, and you can get a blend of oils, custom blend, to help boost the immune system. So a couple different brands. Rocky Mountain has this immune strength, and you can see it has a lot of the types of scents we've been talking about: cinnamon, lemon, orange, oregano, rosemary, ginger, eucalyptus. And other brands, doTERRA is very popular, Young Living very popular, all have these blends that you can get. And you can order these. Just wanted to offer those. So now we're about to get into the acupressure portion, and I can't recommend this book more highly. Acupressure's Potent Points. I love this information. It's so nicely presented, so you can easily do a lot of self-help with this book. So highly recommend this book, and I've taken today's lesson from Michael Reed Gott's information. Yeah. All right, so points that are going to boost the immune system, and how we find these points. So I'm going to mark these points with stickers. As soon as I find my stickers, there we go. And we'll do each section kind of separately, all right? So you can see from the picture, we've got a point right next to the shoulder blade. So it says bladder 36. I'm gonna invite you to reach back with your opposite hand and find that point. And so let me go ahead and get, all right. So reach back with your arm. You can support it if you need to, and find your shoulder blade. Find the very top angle of your shoulder blade, the superior angle, and then you're going to go towards your spine. So walk your finger in towards your spine. The way acupressure points are found and measured is by the width of your fingers. So you're going to move in towards the spine. You should feel a little bit of a tender spot right there. And we're going to just hold that. So we have a couple different ways that we're going to apply pressure, acupressure. So we can just hold it with steady pressure, and the amount of pressure is good for your tolerance. So you don't want to be in pain while you're holding it, and you want to be comfortable both giving and receiving. So you don't want to be in an awkward position where you can't hold the pressure at all. Now, sometimes we'll rub a point. Sometimes we'll hold steady pressure on the point. If the point is real tender, we might pulse the point. So you can do little press, release, press, release. You can also circle on the point and kind of massage it out. And all of these are very effective treatments for addressing acupressure points. So for this point here, we're going to just press and hold. Now, if it's super tender, go ahead and pulse it. Press, release, press, release, press, release, about 5 times. And then maybe 5 circles. And see if it feels less tender after holding it for that amount of time. And then just breathe. So we're going to do deep breathing as we hold these acupressure points. Really help to stimulate these areas. Good. So we're going to hold the points for about 30 seconds to a minute, seeing how that is affecting us. If you're in a comfortable position and don't need to hold your arm, you can just let it go and breathe. Good. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little sticker back there so we can see where we are a little bit more visually. Oops, maybe. Okay, so can you see where my point hand is? Yeah. I found the edge and then I've moved in towards my spine about a finger width or 2. Maybe 1 finger width. Yeah, good. And just holding and breathing. Nice. Now what we do to one side, we want to do to the other. So finding this on the other side, find the edge of that scapula and find the top of it, and then move in towards the spine, just about a finger width. And again, it may feel a little tender, and usually a little tenderness indicates you're right on the point, which is perfect, great place to be. So with that tenderness, modify your amount of pressure. You don't want to go into pain with this. You always want to be on the pleasure side. If you are looking at a continuum, pleasure to pain, you want to be on the pleasure side of pain, not in the pain. Yeah, and just holding. If it's too tender, you need to pulse it. Go ahead and do pulsing on it. If you need to rub it out a little bit, you can do that. And if you want to just hold and do some deep breathing, we'll do that. Good. So I'm going to come around so you can see where I am. Good. Nice. Now, these points, we're not going to apply any oil to. We're just going to stimulate them. Okay. Couple more deep breaths. One more big breath. And just release that. And just notice, how did that feel? That's a very potent point. You don't need to do all the points all the time. You can just pick and choose which ones feel like the best for you today, and that will work well. So I think our tea has been steeping long enough. Let's try it. Yummy, delicious. You can feel the spices and warmth going down. Lovely. All right, so we have one more set of points that we're going to do for the low back. So let me go back and share those points with you, and then we're going to mix some essential oils, and we're going to apply essential oils to the other points that we're working on today. So let's review our back points. So now we're looking at the far right picture, bladder 23, bladder 47. These are in your low back. So low back right across here. All right. Now, really difficult to comfortably hold and press. And really, we don't need to press here. We can rub there. So I'm going to suggest use the back of your hands. I'm going to stand up so you can see what I'm doing. And we're going to just rub up and down, getting these points, stimulating those points. All right. Now, if you didn't have clothing on and you wanted to apply some essential oil to the back of your hand and rub into these points, you certainly can. And then I'm going to suggest we rub our palms together, create some heat in our hands, get them nice and hot, and then just place them on this area and hold and let that heat permeate. And do some deep breathing. Good, nice. All right. So I'm gonna come back out of this. We're gonna work all these points. I just wanted you to have it there for your reference. All right, so mixing oils. Let me move the tea items out of the way, the spices out of the way. And I'm gonna turn this down so you can see the table. All right, so I've got some little bowls, and we typically, when we apply essential oils come in a very concentrated form in these bottles. And typically you can diffuse them, but you can just open them and smell them, or you can put them in an oil diffuser, which means you dilute them in some water and then the steam evaporates. To apply them topically, we recommend that you put them in some kind of carrier oil. So I've got a little vegetable oil here. This is actually avocado oil. I'm going to pour just a little bit into each of my bowls. We're going to do 3 different scents applied to the body. So we talked about citrus scents. So I've got some bergamot here, and we're going to apply citrus. Just need 1 or 2 drops at the very most to the points for the immune system for our arms and hands. So we're going to put that there. And then we're going to get some tree scents, and I have pine and I have eucalyptus, and these are wonderful for respiration, and we're going to use these on our chest. So again, don't need very much for these carrier oils, and you can see I have very little carrier oil in here. All right, so this is our tree scent. That's going to be for our chest. And then we are going to put some peppermint, and we'll stimulate our points on our feet and legs with the peppermint. All right, so I've prepared my oils, and now we're ready to do some body work. Okay, so let me go back to share screen just so you can see that we have the whole treatment we're going to do on the PowerPoint. And of course, you'll get the PowerPoint with this. So we're going to work the upper back. We just did the bladder 36 points. That was the one we held, and we did the lower back points. And next we're going to do chest, and we're going to apply the pine and eucalyptus to that. All right, so got my pine and eucalyptus. Pine and eucalyptus is very aromatic, lots of good vapors that help to open up the sinuses. So first, our kidney 27 points that are back are right here below the clavicle. If you have your fingers separated, they will fall into 2 little indentations just naturally. And so I'm going to just put a little bit of oil on those 2 fingers. And I'm going to stimulate kidney 27. So here you can do pulsing, you can do that circling. I find that to be the most effective for me. Or we can just hold with direct pressure. And as we take deep breaths, the vapors of the pine and eucalyptus will fill our nostrils. Take another deep breath. And we're just going to hold. We're holding these points. Hopefully you can see those pretty well. Stimulate, hold, and breathe. And these are kidney 27 points. Good. And I just noticed that I have a typo on here, so I will fix this and have to do it. So it says K1 and K2. And the kidney one is down on the foot, and we really want to have lung one. So please correct that in your notes. So next we're going to stimulate lung one. So finding the very top of your shoulder and just coming down into the indentation where your arm meets your shoulder. These are our lung 1 and lung 2 points. And I like to rub them. And so if you need a little bit more oil, you can get a little more oil and just stimulate those by rubbing up and down, just like we did on the low back. Yeah. And if you want that aromatic quality on your whole chest, just like maybe put vapor rub on your chest when you have a congested nose, this will do the same kind of thing. The aromatic eucalyptus and pine coming up. So let's go over to the other side and rub up and down. Get a dash more oil. Rub up and down. Good. Lung 1 and lung 2. So all of the respiratory system, we did the upper back, the lower back, and the chest. Helps stimulate our immune system. And we'll go across, just rubbing that oil into the whole pectoralis major muscle. Good. Excellent. All right. Nice. I'm going to wipe a little of that excess oil off. Take another sip of tea. All right. We're going to move to a point just below our navel. So find your navel, and then 2 finger widths below that this is the conception vessel that runs up and down the front center midline of the body, and these are all from acupuncture. So you're going to just hold this point. So you can have one hand on top of each other, let the shoulders relax, arms relax, and breathe. You can close the eyes and really connect in. So here's that point. And let's see where my stickers. Let's make a big red mark there so you can see where I am. So here's my navel, and there's the point we're working on. All right. Breathing. Great. All right. So you can hold that up to a minute and continue on that point. All right, we're going to move on to our feet and legs. I'm going to tilt this down just a little bit and bring it forward a little so you can see. So I'm going to invite you to just cross one foot over the other. And first point we're going to be looking for is spleen 9. So spleen 9 is going to be on the inside, just below the kneecap. So finding your kneecap and just in a little bit. Let me put a sticker on that so you can see where that spleen 9 point is. So for the legs, we're going to stimulate them with our mint. Okay, so you can pulse the point. You can rub the point in circles. And you can hold it with steady pressure. And I've done about 5 of each, and then I'm going to hold it for a little while. Good. Oops, I dropped my circle. So we worked on that point. Next, we're going to go to stomach 36. So stomach 36, again, we're going to find the bottom of our kneecap. We're going to go 4 finger widths down from that and a little bit lateral till we can feel the bone there. Let's get a sticker so you can see where we are. Good. Okay. And again, we'll use a little of our peppermint. We're going to pulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to circle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to hold it with steady pressure. And go ahead and place that back there so you know where we were. It's sliding around. Sorry about that. All right. Next are on our feet. Let me scooch back so you can see my foot better. So the first point we're going to work on is called kidney 1. And it's just right here in the center at the base of the ball of the foot. All right. This is the bubbling well spring point. And we can press it, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can circle it. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. And we can hold it steady. So there's our point. And we're going to hold pressure. We didn't put any oil there, but honestly, peppermint oil on the feet is amazing. So I'm going to recommend you put oil all over the foot and then go to that kidney 1 point and stimulate it. We'll just hold it. Good. All right. So moving on, we're going to go to the top of the foot. Again, if you want to take some oil and just put it all over the top of the foot, rub it around a little bit. We're going to find liver 3. So right between the big toe and the little toe in the valley there, we're going to just follow from the crease down about 1 finger width. And you should feel liver 3 right here. Let's put a sticker there so you can see it. Good. And we're going to pulse it, 2, 3, 4, 5. Circle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then hold with steady pressure. Good. Breathing, doing deep breaths. Good. Now, if you are uncomfortable in this seated position, I'm going to bring this down even more. Let's see if we can see. Actually, maybe I'll bring this up so you can see. You can take, I'm getting very creative here. All right. You can just take your heel and press it on that point. And you can just take your heel and press it on this point. So if it's hard for you to reach down and or even cross your legs, those are some options for you. All right. We've got one more point on the foot, and it's really near the ankle. Another red sticker. So we've got the ankle bone, and we've got the heel, and we're going to find a point just about 1 finger width from there. And this is kidney 3. And we're going to stimulate that, press, circle, and hold steady. And breathe. Nice. All right. So those were all, we did peppermint scent. I'm going to wipe that off. And we did the legs and the feet. I'm going to bring this back up. Nice. Good. All right. Let's get down a little bit. Okay. Let's move those oils off our table. And we've got our citrus scent. So bergamot, citrus. We have a few points on the arms. So I've already marked one of the points. And this is triple warmer TW5. And that is 2.5 finger widths up from the wrist joint, and then right in between the two bones, the ulna and the radius. And we're going to press on that, pulse it, circle it. But of course, it would feel so much nicer and smell so much nicer if we put some of our citrus oil on. So I'm going to just rub from just above the elbow, down the forearm, and onto the hand with the citrus oil. And we can do both sides here. So one thing about essential oils is they're very volatile, which means they will evaporate very quickly. So these scents will not stay on your skin for very long. They won't stay in the air for very long, but they will do some good work and have some good effects. Okay, let's go back to our triple warmer spot. And then we also have a point on the hand. So between the forefinger and the thumb, in this valley, this is the same valley we went with the foot from the big toe and the second toe, we have large intestine 4. And you can find that by kind of pinching. So rather than just pulse, we're going to try to pinch. So I've got the front and the back for this point. All right. So we're going to pulse 2, 3. This should be tender. So if you're not on a tender spot, feel around till you feel a tender spot. So pulse it and then circle and then hold with steady pressure and deep breathing. And hopefully you're holding it in a nice relaxed position, not up like me, so I can show it to you. Yeah. All right. So holding, breathe. This point is used for any pain in the upper body. This is a great headache point. However, this point is contraindicated if you are pregnant because it causes energy to descend in the body, and we're not quite ready for any descent of anything until it's time for labor. So avoid if you're pregnant, but this is a great point. And then our last point on the arm that we're going to do is right in the crook of the elbow. So right in the crook of the elbow, and this is large intestine 11. We're going to pulse it. We're going to circle it. We're going to hold it with steady pressure. So we've got the 3 points on the arm there shown for you. Yeah. And of course, what you do to one side, you want to do to the other side. So you'd rub some orange oil on, or bergamot, large intestine 4, large intestine 11, and triple warmer 5. All right, good. So last point is right here on the sternum. And so we're going to, we've already rubbed some oil there. We're going to bring our hands together at heart center, and we're going to use the back of our thumbs to press against this point. Constant pressure. Deep breathing. And this is a nice point to hold to complete. You can be in a kind of meditative state as you hold this point. And you can acknowledge the fact that you just helped yourself by helping your body, by massaging, by stimulating, by inviting these wonderful scents, by making yourself a cup of tea. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful day.